In this session we'll be taking a look at modes and the basic principles behind how they work. All the examples on this video will be shown in the key of C major. I'll be using the C major diatonic scale as the basic model for all the examples. However, the exact same principles apply in all the other keys. The best place to start when you're trying to understand modes is to understand the concepts and the principles of how the modes work away from the guitar. Once you understand how the modes work, it's easy to apply that to the guitar fretboard. In front of you you'll see a piano keyboard, and those of you who are familiar with keyboards will know it's just the same set of notes repeated over and over again. Now on this particular diagram we're beginning on the letter C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And then the same sequence of notes occurs again. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and so on, right for the entire length of the keyboard. And as we know, the white notes on the piano represent the C major scale. Now essentially, if I was to get my finger and run it along the length of the keyboard, only playing the white notes, I would be playing the key of C major regardless of which note I started on. And this musical fact is the very essence of the modes. And that is, a scale can be played from any of its notes to any other of its notes without moving into another key. Actually, if I was to play from a C to the next C, I would be playing a C Ionian mode. If I was to begin on the note D and play all the notes until I reach the next D, I would be playing a D Dorian mode. So now we'll investigate this a lot closer and fill you in with all the details, but that's the basic idea behind modes. So at this point you're probably thinking, what difference would it make? How would I get different sounds just simply by starting a scale on a different note? Well, the concept we're going to investigate, or start to investigate in this session, is that it's the unique sequence of intervals that's created by starting at a particular point within the scale that gives the scale a particular mood. And in fact, I like to think of modes as different types of moods that you can create. So looking at our diagram here, I've picked a section of the keyboard that starts at the note C and continues along D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and I'm stopping at C. So I've picked a little section of the white notes on the keyboard and I've began on the note C and finished on the note C. Just one section of the keyboard, and when I have a look at the underlying interval sequence, I see that the thing that creates the Ionian sound is the interval structure of tone, tone, semitone. Now we can see the semitone here because we don't have any black note in between the notes E and F. No semitone there. Then continuing along we have tone, 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 and there's another semitone between the note B and C. So there's no black note here. Now if we compare the second mode of the C major scale, this is where we start at the D note and move along the white keys until we arrive at the next D. And this is called the Dorian mode. So if I played D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, the mode I'm playing is D Dorian. let's have a look at the underlying structure of a D Dorian mode. And we can see, and this is the important point, we can see that the semitone is at a different point in the scale. The semitone now is between the second and third note, whereas with the Ionian mode, the semitone, the first semitone, was between the third and fourth note. So let's see, we have tone, semitone, tone, tone, tone. Now we have a semitone between the sixth and seventh notes in the Dorian mode. And now it's time to review what we've learnt so far. The first mode of the diatonic major scale is the Ionian mode. Its underlying structure, the thing that gives it the feel of the Ionian mode, or the mood as we said, is tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Whereas the second mode of the diatonic major scale, and this time it's starting the scale on the note D, because we're in the key of C major, it's called the Dorian mode. And the underlying structure of the Dorian mode is tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, tone. And there you can see the underlying structure of the two modes.